Have you ever wondered if you could actually get smarter? I mean, not just learning more facts, but really truly improving the way you think? Well, it turns out you can. Today, we're breaking down 13 surprisingly simple everyday habits that can do exactly that. So let's get right into it. But first things first, before we dive into the habits, we kind of have to redefine what we're even talking about when we say smarter. Because the goal here, it might not be what you think. For the longest time, this has been the standard definition, right? If you're book smart, you can memorize a bunch of information and ace a test. But what if that's missing the whole point of intelligence?
See, this is what's so interesting. This definition completely shifts the focus. It's not about what you can recite. It's about how well you can understand the world and then use that knowledge to make your own life better. It's practical. It's powerful. And honestly, it's something anyone can get better at.
So let's think about this whole explainer as building a kind of smart habits toolkit. We're not talking about some massive, life-changing overhaul. We're talking about adding small, super effective tools to your daily routine that over time build a much sharper mind. Okay, so let's open up the first compartment in our toolkit. This first set of tools is all about improving the quality of your mental input. It's about becoming a more active, curious, and, frankly, critical consumer of information. We'll be looking at 5 key habits here. Questioning your assumptions, really looking at all sides of an issue, reading stuff that's outside your comfort zone, seeking out totally new perspectives, and making learning a daily thing. So our first 2 habits really go hand in hand. We are constantly taking information at face value. It's a mental shortcut, but it can lead to some seriously bad decisions. Truly smart people fight this urge. They always ask why, and they actively seek out the whole picture before they form an opinion. Doing this protects you from just confirming what you already believe. And that leads directly to this next tool. Look, if you only ever read or watch things that confirm what you already think, your intellectual world stays pretty small. But when you deliberately seek out something that opposes your viewpoint, well, it forces your brain to build stronger, more nuanced arguments. It literally expands your mind. And this idea goes way beyond just reading. You can supercharge it by actively putting yourself in new situations, with different people, in different places, and then making a commitment to learn one new thing from those experiences every single day. That kind of genuine curiosity, that's a true hallmark of intelligence. It's the engine that drives you to keep updating how you see the world. All right, let's move on to our second set of tools. This one is all about getting your brain out of its comfort zone. It's about shifting from just passively taking in information to actively, and I mean actively, engaging with it. So in this section, we'll cover breaking your routine, actually putting what you learn into practice, playing strategic games, and intentionally pushing your mental limits just a little bit. You know how easy it is to just run on autopilot? Same drive to work, same lunch, same tasks every day. When that happens, your brain just kind of zones out. But when you mix things up, even by taking a different route or trying a new recipe, you force the thinking part of your brain to wake up and pay attention. It keeps you sharp, active, and way more creative. But here's the absolute key. Learning something new is only half the battle. If you learn some cool new productivity hack but never actually use it, it's basically useless information taking up space in your head. The real habit is to find a way to apply what you learn. That's how you turn abstract facts into real-world results. And here's a fun one. Think of your brain like a muscle. Well, games that require strategy, think chess, puzzles, even some complex video games, they're like a full-on workout for your brain. They've been shown to improve your memory because they force you to think ahead, adapt, and solve problems under pressure. The only way to grow is to challenge yourself, right? So pick a tough subject you know nothing about and dedicate just 30 minutes a day to it. This creates a kind of desirable difficulty. It's that sweet spot of challenge where your brain builds new neural pathways most efficiently, literally increasing your capacity to learn over time. Okay, for our final part of the toolkit, let's zoom out a bit. These last habits aren't so much about specific mental exercises. They're more about creating the right physical and social environment for your brain to really thrive. So we'll finish up with 4 really foundational habits: curating your social circle, moving your body, embracing some quiet time for reflection, and of course, prioritizing good sleep. Now, this is a big one. It's comfortable to be the smartest person in the room, sure, but growth just doesn't happen in comfort zones. When you intentionally spend time with people who challenge you, you benefit from a kind of intellectual osmosis. You're exposed to new ways of thinking, and you're forced to sharpen your own game just to keep up. Now, you already know exercise is good for your body, but its effect on the brain is just incredible. Consistent physical activity produces something called BDNF, or brain derived neurotrophic factor. Honestly, you can just think of it as miracle grow for your brain. It helps your existing brain cells survive and encourages new ones to grow, which directly boosts memory, focus, and understanding. And finally, our last two habits are all about mental recovery. In our crazy, constantly on world, taking quiet time to just reflect is how you process everything and turn raw experience into actual wisdom. And the ultimate brain optimizer, quality sleep. That's when your brain organizes all your memories from the day and, just as important, clears out all the metabolic junk. Without these two, all your other efforts just won't be as effective. So there you have it, a full 13 toolkit for building a smarter brain. The thing to remember is that this isn't about reaching some final destination. It's a continuous journey of growth. And please remember this. Don't feel like you have to do all 13 of these things perfectly starting tomorrow. The real key is just consistent, small steps forward. It's always about progress, not perfection. So that leaves us with one final thought. Looking at this entire toolkit, which one of these habits really resonates with you? What's the one small tool you can add to your daily routine starting today?